mate. Unfortunately, there is none as long as this queen defends, and it may actually be Snowpoint who gets back rank mated if he's not careful and doesn't make a luft for his king. And it's Snowpoint who's down on the clock. He's now down 20 seconds compared to Turt. Queen f3, basically the only move, but Queen d2, he walks into the pin, and now this could be disastrous. Rook takes h5, takes the bishop, and here there's little to be done. Rook cd is a move. Queen f4 maybe. You have to make counterplay. You can't let these pieces fall. Snowpoint now down a minute on the clock. Turt, having played all of his moves lightning fast. Here he trades, and rook takes is probably best. But pawn takes, and now the pawns are split. Sure, you stop this for a moment, but here there is a move queen h4, and look at the devastation that's about to come onto the white position. You can also preface it with bishop to g4, and if h3, you can sacrifice the bishop, because the position will be so crushing. But here Turt still needs to find a move. It's not so simple. Yeah, probably queen h4 is just completely winning. There is counterplay available for Snowpoint if ever king h8 is played. That threatens back rank mate. And that could be very funny and also very sad. But with two queens and a rook, it is... So I understand the idea, but g takes is it's a free bishop. Like, sure, you have like you can't go here. I mean, of course, I suppose it's because you... No, not a misclick. This is a tactic when this pawn is pinned, but this pawn isn't pinned. This is just a free bishop. And there's no take back offer being sent. This is just a free bishop. I would assume that a take back would be sent, but it's no point considering, is this poison? No, it is not. Now, Snowpoint has watched the most recent Gotham video, the free Elo giveaway. Let's see if after he takes the bishop that he will use that free Elo giveaway tech. I'm not certain what he's thinking about. It's literally just a free bishop. There is nothing here. Pin covers. If say here rook, you can just go on a walk. And if Snowpoint is completely scared for some reason, I don't know, f3. Don't even have to take. But yeah, Snowpoint takes. He calculates through every possible line, and there is nothing there. I wonder if here, does this actually work? Maybe it does. Because there's no way black's going to decongest all of this without making time for white to have some counterplay. White could honestly load the gun and try to play for something here. This check doesn't work. Just take the queen. Take the queen. Sure, you're down a piece, but there's still game to be played. Yes, no point takes the queen. Rook takes. He's got 2 squares for the king. Both of them work. And despite being down a piece here, this piece kind of sucks. It can't go to either of these squares. If there was the f7 pawn here, honestly, Snowpoint could probably double up the rooks and try to go for back rank mate. But all Snowpoint needs to do is find some sort of counterplay here. Activate the rooks on the 7th rank. Somehow don't blunder your rook. So maybe double up rooks on the d file. Here. This. Yeah, I mean, maybe rook b1 even, and then that trade pawns? Sure. This looks fine. Obviously, if takes, and then you've activated a rook. Here, there's 2 rooks looking here, but there's not really much threat. I won't lie. If you're really scared, you can play rook e2. But yeah, here, if rook takes, then, I mean, you just move, and this is hit. Snowpoint is actually navigating this back, and he has a passed pawn in the center of the board. Obviously, you can take, but it's not nearly as bad as it could be. And here, again, rook b1 looking to win these pawns, but rook ed, Snowpoint, you do not want to trade when you're down. Both players with 2 minutes on the clock. Is Snowpoint going to do the pilgrimage tech? Start bringing in the king. He has to in this position, but Turt refuses the trade. Here, rook d7. Look at that. Coming in, looking to wreak havoc on the back rank. And also, this, if this pawn moves, this knight is loose. This could be very, very good for Snowpoint very, very quickly. But rook d2, he doesn't seize the opportunity. He defends his pawn, which is fair enough. But now the knight is able to move a bit. Maybe h6, maybe start pushing, you can't push this pawn, but maybe you can start pushing this pawn instead. Can push h6, h5. But knight e5, here again, rook c7. Activate the rook on the 7th rank. It's a well-known tactic to start picking up the pawns in the endgame. Piggy on the 7th gets fat on all of the free material. All Snowpoint needs to do is go behind some of the pawns. Here, and then his rook will eat up all of those. And he finds it, rook c7. Here, b5 or b6. There's going to be rook behind, and a very, very happy camper. Knight f3. Here, there's rook d7, and you're threatening to just start checking and potentially mating the king. If there is no protection here, then that king will be mated. You have to play something like rook g5. There is check here, mate. You have to find a rook g5. But rook 5 f7. Rook takes b. And here, after rook takes, there is no threat with this knight. This This rook has to stay back. Knight check can't work because king comes to g2. If knight check here, king still comes to g2. He's completely safe. Snowpoint is squeezing water out of stone here. And Turt blunders his knight. But king g1 is played. And now knight f3, and the knight comes out. Here king g1 can defend with rook, sure, but I mean then you go king g3, and then two things are very upset. There's no more checks. You're still threatening the mate here. There's a minute 20 on Turt's clock. There's a minute 40 on Snowpoint's clock. There's so much at stake here. Snowpoint could pull a win from nothing in this position. The easiest way for Turt to just liquidate down, trade off the rooks, and maybe there will be a way for him to more easily play this position, but he's got 40 seconds. Snowpoint with those two rooks on the back rank, always threatening checkmate. This rook cannot move. Turt burning his clock, calculating everything, plays h6. And here, there's rook takes, there's a4, there's rook dc, there's king g2 even. This is, yes, no, Turt is getting lost in the sauce. Here there's an idea, rook takes, and then you have to note rook b3 doesn't work attacking the knight because there is a fork. But instead, there is check. If the rook back, then I suppose rook b6 looks to attack this. But Snowpoint down to 50 seconds as well. You can't get flagged on this. Rook takes. Here there's rook b8 check. There could be perpetual. King h7 needs to be played here. But king h7, maybe there is rook b4. Rook behind here also works. And now rook f6 is needed to be played. But no, and in fact, king g2 once again available for Snowpoint. And if rook takes, obviously this no longer works. So the knight has to go back, but then the king gets active. And in fact, instead of knight going back, you can just take the pawn. And then there's a pass pawn on the outside. This doesn't work! Snowpoint just takes a knight. And in fact, even stronger than that, there is rook takes pawn. Look at that. The pawn, which will promote, will push. This rook can never leave or else the knight falls. This knight is trapped. This is potentially the most dynamic endgame that we have seen all tournament. And it's actually Snowpoint who has the chances to win from a position that was completely lost down 2 pieces. He finds counterplay with rooks on the 7th. And rook f6 with a draw offer. But there's a tactic! Takes! This pawn will promote! The king is outside of the square. If we draw the square, you can see, after takes, the king can come here, but the pawn will move. Snowpoint sees it. The king isn't fast enough. A Stoke point! From the jaws of defeat! Queens! And this is resignable. Snowpoint was there for my class. He just needs to bring the queen here. He can winner all of these pawns. Snowpoint can get 2 queens. Just take. King has to move. Cut off the king with queen f6. That works too. Just start pushing the pawn. Here, just queen g6. There's even checkmate 2 ways. Snowpoint takes a win from a completely lost position there. What a game.